Hello friends, MobileBot here, and today I'm playing some Nick Card Clash. We're going to talk about deck building today. There's not a lot to say about it, as deck building is pretty simple in this game. But the first thing you might notice looking through my deck here is that there are no powers. Power cards, which are at the bottom of your list, are really underpowered, I've found. It might be useful to throw in something like Uncle Iroh's Tea because it does have Balm. That's really useful because you can get rid of those negative status effects. The same with Waterbending. Like, maybe putting one of those in your deck would be good. Mine are underpowered, so I'm not using them. But Balm, oh, this is a 12-12 with Balm. Yeah, that might be good. But they are only good if you level them up to like level 10 because their stats are really bad. And in the end, stats are what matters. So I have an even number of champions and actions in my deck. So I have 10 champions and 10 actions. And then when it comes to what you should be leveling up, you want to level up your actions. It's okay to just get your champions to level 4, to be honest. Like, I have some at level like 5 and 6 and stuff, but honestly, like, level 4 is good enough. Once you have your actions leveled up as high as you can get them, then start working on your champions. Also note that you don't need to get your actions leveled up more than enough to just fuse them. So once you fuse them and they're at level 4, for example, if you're not going for level 7, just leave them at 4. They won't get any better from level 5 and 6. They only get better at creating combos at each fusion level. So leave them at 4, then leave them at 7, then leave them at 10. I did not do that here, and I wasted a lot of sorry, the scrolling is a little wonky, but I wasted a lot of slime leveling like all these to 5 when I could have just left them at 4 and been good. And right now I'm actually actively working on getting Punch to 10, so I am spending my slime on that. Same with Weapon, which I have enough. I said in another video that you need 16 cards to get to 10. You only need 8 copies of a card to get to level 10, which is the max level. And that's really the extent of my deck building advice. Stick to one series, especially if you're using, like, I'm using air and water, which aren't going to combo with SpongeBob and Turtle cards. So I want to use all avatar cards. But if you're using all of the generic ones, then you can mix up your champions. And that might actually be better. Like, for example, Aang is not very good. No offense. Which is strange because he's the lead character of Avatar: The Last Airbender. But he's really not that good of a card. Sokka he has a couple good combos, but he's not that good either. Katara is surprisingly good, though. Which is cool, because she's my favorite character anyway. But, you know, so I could be putting, like, Squog in there. I could be putting other, like, gold heroes that I have from other series, like Barnacle Boy and Squog. And, I could maybe sub out Aang for Hey Bye. I didn't think of doing that. Oh, and I just got Jet today, too. I might have to sub out Aang, because even at level 5, he's not performing very well. And in general, your gold rarity characters are going to give you... Or gold rarity champions, sorry, are going to give you better value because they tend to make stronger combos. And combos are the name of the game. You can also try for different strategies in combos, but to be honest, this game is not very strategy focused. It's mostly level and luck focused. But if you wanted, you could try to go for a strategy of for example, Poisoning and Atrophy, and then use a bunch of really high defense combos. But that would require you to have high defense champions and a lot of action cards that raise defense, and you really can't get into deck building with that level of specification until much later in the game, like once you've spent a lot of money or once we get a lot more cards through not spending money. So I just have my favorite champions and my favorite actions in my deck. My actions are the ones that I have many copies of, so I can level them up, and then my champions are just all my gold levels and Katara, Sokka, Aang, because I had duplicates of them. But to be honest, I might sub out Sokka and Aang after leveling up some of these other champions to level 3 and see how their stats compare. Because as you can see, like, my Princess Azula, she's only level 3, but she has 1411, whereas Aang has 1313. Like, it's not that different. And he's level 5. And if he was level 4, he'd be, like, on the same level as her. Plus, his combos are not very good, whereas Azula has some really nice combos. So, in the end, you want to focus your deck around creating combos with the highest rarity of champions you have and the most duplicates of actions that you have. And just, except for maybe the Balm ones, if you have duplicates and can get their stats really high, I would just ignore powers altogether, to be honest. I haven't seen a power that's really that good outside of Balm yet. Balm is very good, though. I could see that coming in clutch, but everything else, nah. Stick to actions and champions. And that's really all I have to say about deck building. I hope this guide helped you out. If you think if you think powers are good, let me know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I am in the what is the tier called? The one with the red fist. It's like champion tier or something. Like, I'm in a pretty high tier in Arena right now, and I don't see anyone using powers. Like, it's really rare to see anyone using powers. And I have dropped a little bit of money, so I do have a little bit stronger deck to be able to see the stronger decks in the Arena. And yeah, I don't see anyone using powers. And when they do use powers, they're usually just as useless as just using a champion on its own. Or even worse, a action on its own. That's really bad. Try not to do that. You would rather refresh your hand than use an action on its own. But with an even number of champions and actions, you'll be getting combos almost every turn, and you can use your combo points for sacrificial armor and sacrificial strength, which I think are way more useful than the low stats and minimal powers that come with power cards. Yeah, that's my tips on building decks. I hope your decks get better. Good luck at the SpongeBob event. I'm fighting Plankton right now, and it's getting pretty hard. His HP is getting up there. I'm still winning, but I'm afraid of what the Squilliam Fancy Center, whatever his name is, I'm afraid of him coming up. Because he's going to have like 60 HP or something and probably some crazy combos. But yeah, anyway, build your decks. If you have any tips for deck building, let me know what your deck is like. Another one is don't rely solely on one action. You want to have a good variety of actions. Like, I heard in SpongeBob, Eat is really good, and in Avatar, Weapon is really good, but you still want to have other actions in there that can give you a variety of combos. So see what combos work the best with your champions and put those actions into your deck. Now that's all my advice on deck building. I just keep adding like little things that are barely different than what I've already said. But I will see you guys later. Have a good one and bye bye.